So thank you for coming to another video. That's crazy. I'm almost at my 15th video mark. That's bizarre. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. How did you find my video? Because I'm a small YouTuber, so comment below how did you find my video. And if you're a returning viewer, subscriber, family member, friend, thank you for coming to my channel. Today I'm gonna talk about how I almost got homeless in Denmark. I'm gonna let you know that this video is definitely going to tap into your OCD for traveling, because you're gonna think that I'm crazy. The fact that I actually ran out of money while traveling, or didn't budget well, or decided to do this trip really spontaneous. So how did I end up in Denmark? I was studying in Europe in Sweden, and myself along with another Jamaican decided to let's explore this place, just like how Christopher Columbus explored, the New World. The New World. Yeah, cut that from the video, please. I'm gonna lose my European followers. We decided to do an 8 to 12 day long trip around different countries in Europe, hopping from Gothenburg, where we were staying, to Denmark, Copenhagen specifically, then to Germany, and then to the Netherlands. We didn't have a huge budget to work with from the start, and I'm trying to sound nice here, just put it good for the YouTubes. Personally, I didn't care. I've traveled on a low budget before, and I feel like the greatest experiences come while traveling on a low budget. So for Denmark, we decided to use this app called Couchsurfing to plan our accommodations. It is essentially this site where you can connect with the locals while traveling abroad. So we decided to go with Couchsurfing during our time in Copenhagen. Through Couchsurfing, the bonus was to get free accommodation staying with someone while in Copenhagen. A normal person would think like, okay, if things don't work out, you're gonna ensure that you put some money aside to, book other accommodations. We did not do that. Obviously, that's why I'm making this video. We reached out to different people on the app, telling them that we're two Jamaicans traveling in Europe. We love to connect with the locals, and if possible, could you host us and all of that. So one amazing person reached out to us, and they were like, yes, he was excited to host us. He's like, yes, we will host you for the 2 nights. We were just in Copenhagen for 2 nights. So he's like, yes, we will host you for the 2 nights. No worries, no problem. So now we booked our flight to Copenhagen, and fast forward, we were in Copenhagen. But we arrived in Copenhagen that night. Guess what? The guy told us that he couldn't host us for the other night because he had an emergency family affair that he had to attend to. So we were like, playing it off really well. So we were like, yeah, that's fine. No, we won't be homeless. What? Never. We have all the money in the world to book even the finest hotels, so you don't have to worry about us. Go and take care of that family emergency and such like that. The most interesting part about it was our host was so nice. I mean, his place was really chill. He himself, he's a chill person. He even cooked for us. We tried to reach out to other people on the app to see if we could, get to, have an accommodation for the following night, and it was very hard to get people because I think we even went in a weird time within Denmark. I don't remember, but yeah. The night when he was talking about the family emergency, he actually recommended this hotel to us that was close by to where he lived, and he suggested that he would actually bring us to that hotel the following morning. We're like, oh my gosh, you're so nice to even consider dropping us off to the hotel and everything like that. So the next morning we had our bags packed. He was ready to go. He dropped us off to the hotel, and we were like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. We're gonna miss you. Like, we were gonna miss you because we're gonna be homeless. But we didn't say all that. We're gonna miss you and everything. Thank you so much for your hospitality and all of that. And he dropped us off to the hotel. We went in just to, let him see us go in. And then we inquired about the price, and it was pricey. Very pricey. So we were like, oh my gosh, we have zero budget, but let's just go in for the sake of going in. And we did, and we're like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen to us? And then we were kind of peeping out to see if he already drove off. And when he drove off, we kind of came outside from the hotel, And then we just decided, you know what, let's just do a bunch of sightseeing for the entire day, because that was already our plan, whether or not he had a family emergency and we couldn't stay there. So we did a bunch of sightseeing, we went to different places, we met different people, we traveled around Copenhagen. And then, you know what, we actually decided to do this trip to like a food market, farmers market in Copenhagen. It's not something that was on our itinerary. We didn't really have an itinerary, to be really honest with you. And guess what? While walking down the aisles of the food market, walking around, looking around, I spot a Jamaican flag. I was so happy that I spot a Jamaican flag. I'm like, are we seeing the same thing? Is that a Jamaican flag? Low-key ran, but also kind of high-key try to look really cool, but also kind of with pure excitement walked over to that Jamaican flag. And when we checked it out, it was actually a Jamaican restaurant. And guess what? There was a Jamaican there who was living in Denmark for over a decade. There was also this half Jamaican, half Danish guy there. There were other people working there from Latin America and the Caribbean. So it was like home, 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 home. And guess what? Not just that, got to try Jamaican patties, jerk chicken and rice and peas while we were there. Because when we went up in the line and we were talking, we were like, oh my gosh, we are Jamaicans too. This is so exciting. Let alone other Jamaicans and other people from Latin America and the Caribbean. So we were like home. We were chilling there. We ended up spending about 2 hours there. So both of us, after a while, were like talking amongst ourselves. We went aside and be like, we don't have anywhere to stay. Let's see if we can, ask them if they're willing to accommodate us. So it took us a while to, get the courage, but in my mind, I'm like, listen, we have to do this. Like, sleeping on the streets is no option. Because we were planning to probably sleep in the train station or bus station or something like that. But I'm like, now is our time to ask, So we went there and we asked one of the Jamaican guys, we were like, we're traveling together. We were supposed to be hosted by this fellow Copenhagen resident, but he had a family emergency and that wasn't possible. And funny enough, the Jamaican guy didn't take it how I expected him. He was like, oh, okay, you want somewhere to stay? I'm gonna charge you this. I actually have an Airbnb that I rent out, so I'm gonna charge you like a minimal price to stay there, not the price that I usually charge everyone. And I'm like, bro, we appreciate the discount, but I literally don't have any money. Like, my middle name is broke right now. And he still insisted and be like, yeah, I'll charge you less. And I'm like, broski, bro, bruku, breda, we broke. I don't know if I should say it in another language to make you understand, but we're very broke. We broke and broke. We broke and broke, then the broke that broke the broke. We're trying to convince this guy that we are not faking our brokenness. We were actually broke. But at the same time, I feel like he wouldn't be a true Jamaican if he didn't try to hustle a price. This guy was like hassling the price. I'm like, after a while, he's like, he's gonna talk to his wife about it and stuff like that. So we hung around. We decided to walk around and explore more. Then after an hour or so, we came back and he's like, yes, you can stay with us. And he gave us his address and his contact. But the reason why we didn't go with him straight to his home is because we wanted to explore Copenhagen more before we ended our day. But he was kind enough to give us his contact information, his address. And yeah, we turned up that night. Turned up, not mean turned up. We showed up that night at his apartment. And trust me, he was one of the most hospitable persons I've met while I was in Europe. I mean, as one fellow Jamaican to another, I don't know if that was the case, but he and his wife were so kind. They offered us a nice warm place to stay. It was really nice. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, stuff like this reassure me how there's so many amazing people that exist in the world. So that was it. Yeah, we were almost homeless in Denmark for one night, but that didn't happen because thankfully we somehow decided to go to that food market. We somehow ended up finding a Jamaican restaurant, and then we somehow met someone, a fellow Jamaican, who was willing to host us after much time of hassling him. Yeah, but anyways, like, so the moral of the story, honestly, is just that awesome people still exist. Traveling is just a whirlwind of emotions and experiences that at the end of the day makes you also want to give back and be in a position to give back. That's just one of the many experiences. And if you stick throughout this video, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for tuning in on my channel. And definitely, if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. Like, you know,